And we've decided to take your calls today on forgiveness. It's an interesting subject. We've got Deirdre Sanders here with us. Just briefly before we start, what are your thoughts on forgiveness generally?
When there's something really terrible has happened, I sometimes worry that they're saying they're forgiving when actually it's a form of denial. The pain is so great, they can't begin to get into those feelings, so it almost feels easy to say I forgive. But I do understand, for many people, it's a religious doctrine to really try to forgive. And I do think there is something, the French say, to understand all is to forgive all. I do think, with understanding, with really understanding the background, you can reach a way of coping with it better. But I think true forgiveness over something massive eludes a lot of us.
Interesting. OK, well, let's get straight to the calls. We've got John on the line first. Good morning, John.
Hi, good morning, Ruth.
Hello, how are you?
I'm not too bad, thanks, yeah. Basically, what it is number of years ago now, it was a good while back, my brother had alcohol problems and he came to live with me and my wife. It was the first time I was married, obviously. Basically, what happened is he was going through an on-off relationship with her and he was drinking, and basically we put him up. And he paid me back by actually sleeping with my wife when I went to work away.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And you were able to forgive?
Given time, a short amount of time, I basically wanted him to come clean and to say, yeah, that something had happened, and maybe more than once, and basically he found it hard to actually forgive himself for his own guilt, and
can you
I
tell us,
basically
John,
forgave him myself.
What happened? I mean, so we're moving swiftly from what was actually happening between them to where you are at now. But what actually happened when you discovered that your wife and your brother had been having an affair? Did your marriage survive this? Are you together? Did you forgive your wife?
She was pregnant with our second child at the time. We actually lost the baby to a stillbirth as well. So that double compounded, But after all that, I was able to forgive him, but he couldn't forgive himself.
Right. So, but you split up with your wife.
Yeah, I split up with him. I said he'd done me a favour in a way, because basically he showed me what type of woman she was, and I looked at it with a more mature, grown-up aspect and saying, I ended up a single father. She went and played the field and settled down a few times. She remarried and then moved on to a new relationship years on down the line.
But do I gather your brother's did he have a breakdown after this? He felt so bad about it.
Yeah, he was also accused of having a relationship with his stepdaughter, who was underage at the time. She was very attached to him emotionally, but she actually made a play for him, and nothing was done by the police. But basically, he stuck with the guilt that she came onto him.
He was I've got to say, he was a very damaged, but also a very damaging man. It sounds at that time. Has he actually had? You've forgiven him, but I gather it's had a very bad effect on your family. Has he actually had proper professional help?
He's actually seeking mental health services these days. Now I think he's got a co-worker that works with him, but he's actually become a recluse in the house, because he can't go out. He's moved to a new town and things, and restarted his life. He has got a girlfriend who supports him, but we no longer have any contact. There's a family with him.
Well, if it would help you feel better, then I think maybe you could go and visit him and help him come out of the house if you really want to. But he does sound like someone who did, he wreaked a lot of harm back then, and maybe he needs to work through what he did and why he did it properly with a therapist, so that he can actually come to terms and accept himself as a person. I think it's him really understanding the impact of what he did and how he can move on from that's needed.
OK,
now.
John, we've got to move on as well. Thank you very much indeed.